thoughts for the day, and similar phrases of Imperial wisdom. A broad mind lacks focus. A coward always seeks compromise. A coward's only reward is to live in fear another day. A dedicated life may reach the end of infinity. A fine mind is a blessing of the Emperor. It should not be cluttered with trivialities. 100,000 worlds, 100,000 wars. There is no respite, there is nowhere to hide. Across the galaxy, there is only war. A logical argument must be dismissed with absolute conviction. A mind without purpose will wander in dark places. A moment of laxity spawns a lifetime of heresy. A questioning mind betrays a treacherous soul. A questioning servant is more dangerous than an ignorant heretic. A single thought of heresy can blight a lifetime of faithful duty. A small mind is a tidy mind. A small mind is easily filled with faith. A suspicious mind is a healthy mind. A warrior's faith in his commander is his best armor and his strongest weapon. A weapon cannot substitute for zeal. A wise man learns from the death of others. Abhor the night, it is the light that endures. Accept your lot. Across the void of space, men live as they have lived for millennia, upon the sand, rock, and soil of worlds bathed in the light of alien suns. So is humanity's seed cast far and wide beyond the knowledge of man, to thrive bitterly in the darkness, to take root and cling with robust and savage determination. Adamantium walls and plate steel bulkheads may seem formidable, but an unshakable faith in the immortal Emperor of man can overcome any barriers. Against the alien and the traitor, there is no fair way to fight. All demons are falsehood. They are lies given the shape of creatures by the fell power of chaos. All hail the martyrs, on their blood is our Imperium founded, in their remembrance do we honor ourselves. All mortal life is folly that does not feed the spirit. All our ignorances bring us closer to annihilation. All praise to the Emperor. All souls cry out for salvation. An alien mind cannot accept the Emperor's blessing. An empty mind is a loyal mind. An open mind is like a fortress with its gate unbarred and unguarded. An unprotected soul can no more cross the storm of warp than a heretic can bear the gaze of the Inquisition. Analysis is the bane of conviction. Appeasement is a curse. As the mind to the body, so the soul to the spirit. As death to the mortal man, so failure to the immortal. Such is the price of all ambition. Be courageous and bold. Be humble before your masters. Lead with valor. These things above all others will be of use when your time comes to die. Be grateful of your master's favor. Be pure. Be strong in your ignorance. Be vigilant and strong. The Emperor knows what evil lurks in the vacillation of a weak fool. Better crippled in body than corrupt in mind. Better to self-destruct than acquisites. Between the stars, the ancient unseen enemies of mankind wait and hunger. Every voyage into the nothing is a confrontation with horror, with the implacable things of the warp, and with man's innermost fears. Big guns never tire. Blessed are the gunmakers. Blessed is the mind too small for doubt. Blind faith is a just cause. Brave are they who know everything yet fear nothing. Burn the heretic. Burn the heretic. Kill the mutant. Purge the unclean. Burn the unclean with the fires of purity. By the manner of our death are we judged. By the manner of their death we shall know them. Call no man happy until he is dead. Carry the Emperor's will as your torch. With it destroy the shadows. Cast out the mutant, the traitor, the heretic. For every enemy without, there are 100 within. Cease and repent. Seize purpose and die. Cleanse yourself in the blood of our enemies. Compromise is akin to treachery. Consider the predator. Let your soul be armored with faith, driven on the tracks of obedience which overcome all obstacles, and armed with the three great guns of zeal, duty, and purity. Contemplation is the womb of treachery. Courage is the emperor's gift. Repay him with victory. Courage is the mastery of fear, not the absence of fear. Curse now the death in vain. Damnation is eternal. Dark dreams lie upon the heart. Death brings its own reward. Death is honor. Death is the only answer. Death is the servant of the righteous. Defile not his presence. Defile the mutant. There's like two more, and those are kind of funny. There's like one goes like destroy, destroy, destroy. And the other one's from apparently Rogue Trader, and it goes deep, 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 dob, dob, dob. I just think that's funny. Do not question the will of the Emperor. Do not wait for death. Do not waste your tears. I was not born to watch the world grow dim. Life is not measured in years, but by the deeds of men. Doubt forms the path to damnation. Doubt is a sign of weakness. Drink deep of victory and remember the fallen. Duty prevails. Enlightenment is a myth we do not need to understand in order to hate. Even a man who has nothing can still offer his life. Even though you once called him friend, the traitor has forsaken you. Show no mercy even if he begs it, for his soul is tainted, and given the chance he will betray your trust. Every human life is a spark in the darkness. It flares for a moment, catches the eye, and is gone forever. A retinal after image that fades and is obscured forever by newer, brighter lights. Every lone spirit doubts his strength. Examine your thoughts. Excuses are the refuge of the weak. Exist for the Emperor. Facts are chains that bind perception and fetter truth. For a man can remake the world if he has a dream and no facts to cloud his mind. Fate grows from the barrel of a gun. Fate, hate, and ignorance. Fate, honor, vigilance. Fate in the Emperor is its own reward. Fate is stronger than adamantium. Fate is the strongest shield. Fate is your shield. Faith without deeds is worthless. Fear is the mind killer. Fear not death, for the soul of the faithful man never dies. Fear not the creatures of the jungle, but those that lurk within your mind. Fear the shadows, despise the night. There are horrors that no man can face and survive. Follow the Emperor, and the glory of victory shall be yours. Foolish are those who fear nothing, yet claim to know everything. For a warrior, the only crime is cowardice. For every battle honor, 1,000 heroes die alone, unsung and unremembered. For the foes of mankind, the only mercy is a swift death. For those who seek perfection, there can be no rest this side of the grave. Forgiveness is a sign of weakness. For, brothers, with loyalty to victory and glory. Glory in death is life eternal. Happiness is a delusion of the weak. Hard work conquers everything. Hate enriches. Hatred is our surest weapon. Hatred is the Emperor's greatest gift to humanity. Hatred steals our resolve. He bears the weight of mankind's ills. He who allows the alien to live shares its crime of existence. He who lives for nothing is nothing. He who dies for the Emperor is a hero. He who picks up the sword against us shall perish by it. Heresy grows from idleness. Heresy must be met with hatred. His will be done. His word is our strength. Honor is what a pure mind knows about itself. Honor your chapter. Honor, duty, obedience. Hope is the beginning of unhappiness. Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment. Humanity is an ocean. If a few drops of the ocean are polluted, then the ocean is tainted. If a job's worth doing, it's worth dying for. If a man dies that another should live, that man's spirit shall eat at the emperor's table. If you cannot speak well of your master, be silent. Ignorance is a virtue. Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is your best defense. In an hour of darkness, a blind man is the best guide. In an age of insanity, look to the madman to show the way. In courage we have no equals. In our resolve we only reflect his purpose of will. In the blazing furnace of battle we shall forge anew the iron will of yet a stronger race. In the darkest of moments the emperor's light shines brightest. Information is power. Innocence proves nothing. Inspiration grows from the barrel of a gun. Intellect is a mask for traitors. Intolerance is a blessing. It is better that 100 innocent fall before the wrath of the emperor than one traitor kneels before the lords of darkness. It is better to die for the emperor than to live for yourself. It is not in my mind to ask questions that cannot be answered. That is the soul standing upon the crossroad of vacillation. You search for wisdom, but achieve only a stasis of will. It is not the horror of war that troubles me, but the unseen horrors of peace. It is the bitter tears that the gods weep that bind us to their hearts. It is through the destruction of our enemies that we earn our salvation. Kill the mutant. Know no fear. Know the mutant. Kill the mutant. Know thine enemy. Knowledge is half the battle. Knowledge is power. Hide it well. Knowledge is to be feared. Know your destination before you set out. Know your duty. Labor long in his sight. Leniency is a sign of weakness. Let faith protect your mind and mental your flesh. Let your soul be armored with faith, driven on the tracks of obedience, which overcome all obstacles and armed with the three great guns of zeal, duty, and purity. Life is a prison, death a release. Life is a prison, death shall be my release. Life is the emperor's currency, spend it well. Listen not to the alien, look not upon the alien, speak not unto the alien. Look to your war gear, look upon the emperor's works and tremble. Losses are acceptable, failure is not. Mankind stands on the shoulders of the martyred. May the emperor's wrath forever cleanse our souls. Mercy is a sign of weakness. My armor is contempt. Negotiation is surrender. Never forget, never forgive. No army is big enough to conquer the galaxy, but fate alone can overturn the universe. No man died in his service that died in vain. No man died in the emperor's service that died in vain. No mercy, no remorse, just kill. No pity, no remorse, no fear. Nobody is innocent. There are merely varying levels of guilt. Not even the dead know the end of war. Nothing can hide from the wrath of the emperor. Nothing inspires revenge quite like cold-hearted hatred. Obedience is blind. Obedience is not enough. Official, the graves of warriors who have given their lives for the emperor now outnumber the stars themselves. Only in death does duty end. Only the awkward question. Only the foolish ask twice. Only the insane have strength enough to prosper. Only the faithless question. Only the insane have strength enough to prosper. Only those that prosper truly judge what is sane. Only the insane have strength enough to prosper. Only those who prosper may truly judge what is sane. Only the insane prosper. Only the lost understand true terror. Only those that follow the guiding light of the emperor may save their souls. On the battlefield, valor is the lifeblood of victory. Our enemies are mortal no longer. Face them squarely and without flinching from duty. Mercy for such as them is self-deception. Our mercies destroy us. Our presence remakes the past. Over the faithful, fear has no dominion. Pain is an illusion caused by fear. Pain is an illusion of the senses, despair an illusion of the mind. Peace is hell. Perseverance and silence are the highest virtues. Pity ye not. Place your trust in the Emperor's steel. Power resides in the will of the righteous. Praise the sun that brings the dawn of our final doom. Prayer cleanses the soul, but pain cleanses the body. Pure in body, pure in heart. Purge the unclean. Purge those who are unclean. Reach out to embrace the glories that will come. Reason begets doubt. Doubt begets heresy. Reason is the cloak of traitors. Rejoice in service. Revere the Omnissiah, for it is the source of all power. Ruthlessness is the kindness of the wise. Save and destroy. Seek no reward but the satisfaction of your master. Seek honor as you act, and you will know no fear. Serve the Emperor today, tomorrow you may be dead. Sins hidden in the heart turn all into decay. Smite those that disbelieve, for they have turned from the light and fallen. Sometimes the good must perish so that the rest survive. The lot of courage is to be sacrificed upon the altar of battle. Sorrow awaits the foolhardy. Speed the bolt that brings the end of enemy and friend. Set not from the path of the Emperor. Study the alien, the better to kill it. Submit to his will. Success is commemorated, failure merely remembered. Success is measured in blood, yours or your enemies. Survival is no birthright, but a prize wrestled from an uncaring galaxy by forgotten heroes. This is the best one, my favorite in fact. The age of battle has begun. The fires of war burn brightly from star to star. Everywhere the fortresses of man are steeped in blood and ancient enemies appear from the darkness. Sensing weakness, they gather for the kill. They know as we know that night approaches and all mortal life shall be extinguished. We know as they cannot that there shall be a new dawn and a new day when we will rise and they will be driven into the darkness forever. The alien dream is to dance on the grave of mankind. The alien fails because it cannot embrace the Emperor. The best way of improving a gun is to improve its ammunition. The blood of martyrs is the seed of the Imperium. The burden of failure is the most terrible punishment of all. The common man is like a worm in the gut of a corpse, trapped inside a prison of cold flesh, helpless and uncaring, unaware even of the inevitability of its own doom. The cosmos cries out for salvation. The dark gods laugh at the foolishness of meek appeasers. The dead cannot cry out for revenge. It is a duty of the living to do so for them. The dead watch over us and guide us. The difference between heresy and treachery is ignorance. The dissident invites only retribution. The Emperor asks only that you hate. The Emperor asks only that you obey. The Emperor bestows upon us the gift of intolerance. The Emperor commands, we act. The Emperor is our guiding light, a beacon of hope for humanity in a galaxy of darkness. As we serve him, he is our greatest servant. As we pray to him, his thoughts are only for us. And in the dark, when the shadows threaten, the Emperor is with us, in spirit and in fact. The Emperor knows. The Emperor knows. The Emperor is watching. The Emperor will not judge you by your medals and diplomas, but by your scars. The Emperor's mercy is neither to forgive nor to forget, but to accept. The Emperor's judgment is a blessing for the faithful. The end justifies the means. The end always justifies the means. The enemies of the Emperor fear many things. They fear discovery, defeat, despair, and death. Yet there is one thing they fear above all other. They fear the wrath of the Space Marines. The fear of death is more to be dreaded than death itself. The flesh is weak. The weak shall perish. The flesh of your body is a reminder of your own mortality. Transcend the flesh and know immortality. The foolish man puts his trust in luck. The wise man puts his trust in the Emperor. The future is trivia. The greatest man is but a ripple on the surface of space. The guilt of heresy weighs heavy on the soul. The heretic shall reap as he sown, the bitter harvest of vengeance and death. The industrious may escape death. The justice of our action is measured by the strength of our conviction. The keenest blade is righteous hatred. The loyal servant learns to love the lash. The man that sings the emperor's praise will speak a blessing all his days. The man who has nothing can still have faith. The martyr's grave is the foundation of the Imperium. The mighty have no room for doubt. The martyr's grave is the keystone of the Imperium. The more one learns of the alien, the more one will come to loathe it. The mortal burden carried dutifully to its destination is the Emperor's greatest praise. The most deviant mind is often concealed in an unblemished body. The mutant bears his heresy on the outside. The traitor hides it in his soul. The only crime is cowardice. The only reaction to treachery is vengeance. The path of righteousness leads to the palace of wisdom. The priesthood of Mars maintains our emperor's throne. Thusly do they underpine the Imperium entire. The reward for treachery is retribution. The rewards of tolerance are treachery and betrayal. The roll to purity is drenched in the blood of the martyred. The same hammer that shatters the glass forges the steel. The seed of heresy rests in the minds of reasonable men. The strength of humanity is the emperor. The traitor's hand lies closer than you think. The truly heroic trust in blind faith. The truly wise are always afraid. The truth is terrible to bear. The universe is a big place and, whatever happens, you will not be missed. The wage of negligence is utter destruction. The weak will always be led by the strong. Despise the weak, for they shall flock to the call of the demon and the renegade. The weapon slays where the hand wills serves the emperor. The will of the emperor is the might of the Imperium. The wise man learns from the death of others. The word of the emperor is the rule of the Imperium. Their defeat is not a matter of when, but how. There are no answers, only death. There are no walls strong enough to protect the enemies of mankind. There is no being so foul as a traitor. There is no cowardice in faith. There is no fear in conviction. There is no greater glory than a lifetime of dutiful service. There is no peace amongst the stars, only an eternity of carnage and slaughter and the laughter of thirsting gods. There is no right or wrong in our profession. The present changes the past from moment to moment. Only pray for the future to vindicate your actions. There is no salvation without suffering. There is no substitute for zeal. There is no time for peace, no respite, no forgiveness. There is only war. There is nothing to fear but failure. There is only the Emperor, and he is our shield and protector. There is purity of purpose in the faith of the just. They who feast today do so in ignorance of their mortality. Tomorrow they must die or change. This is a dark and terrible era where you will find little comfort or hope. If you want to take part in the adventure, then prepare yourself now. Those who act in honor cannot fail. Thou shalt not. Though my guards may sleep and ships may lie at anchor, our foes know full well that big guns never tire. Though silver in your palms weighs light, compared to death by blast and sword, do not shy the hopeless fight, for endeavor is its own reward. Thought begets heresy, heresy begets retribution. Through the destruction of our enemies we earn our salvation. Timidity begets indecision, indecision begets treachery. To a space marine, the bolt gun is far more than a weapon. It is an instrument of mankind's divinity, the bringer of death to his foes, whose howling blast is a prayer to the gods of battle. To admit defeat is to blaspheme against the Emperor. To compromise is to err. To die without purpose is not a service. To err is to invite retribution. To fail in the service of the Emperor is the greatest of sins. To fault the Emperor's word is an act of sedation. To question is to doubt. To question the Emperor's will is to embrace heresy. To serve him is to worship him. To withdraw in disgust is not apathy. To withdraw in disgust is not cowardice. True faith is blind and justified. True happiness stems only from duty. Truth begets hatred. Trying to understand weakens the will to act. Vengeance is your sword, hatred is your shield, loyalty is your armor. Victory needs no explanation. Defeat allows none. Victory through superior firepower. Vigilance is the brother of truth. Vigilance is your shield. Watch for the mutant. We are all a weapon in the hands of the Emperor. We are bound by the blood of martyrs. We can build them. We cannot afford mercy. We must be as unsleeping in vigilance, swift in judgment, merciless indeed. We must endure the present so that those who follow may continue our endeavor. We shall carry our word. We will correct and unify. Hail the Emperor. Wave the fist that strikes men down and salute the battle won. What a pity it is that we can die but once to serve our Emperor. What fear of death have we who know there is immortality in the great and noble deeds of man? What is the terror of death? That we die our work incomplete. What is the joy of life? To die knowing our task is done. What is your life? My honor is my life. What is your fate? My duty is my fate. What is your fear? My fear is to fall. What is your reward? My salvation is my reward. What is your craft? My craft is death. What is your pledge? My pledge is eternal service. Will is not enough. Act. Wisdom is the beginning of fear. Without him, there is nothing. Words do not win wars. Deeds do. Work earns salvation. You are either for the Emperor or you are his bitter foe. You are not required to think, only to act. You are the Emperor's chosen. Hear his great anger in the roar of the bolt pistol. See his almighty fury in the blades of the chainsword. Feel his undying strength in the protection of your armor. You carry the Emperor's will as your torch. With it destroy the shadows. Your freedom must be bought in the currency of toil, tears, and blood, a price all men can pay. Your honor is your life. Let none dispute it. Zeal is its own excuse. Damn, those are some good quotes overall. Nice. If you managed to reach it this far, please like, comment, and subscribe because it helps the channel grow. Nevertheless, I'll see you in the next one. Arrivederci.